Hello my beautiful people, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Nicole. So for today's video, I'm going to be showing you my everyday makeup look using only affordable products. So this is a very natural, glowy, simple makeup look that I use every day that I want to leave the house looking a little bit presentable, and I can achieve this look in under 10 minutes. I wanted to do this video for my girls that don't really wear makeup and just want to learn the simple steps to create an everyday makeup look, and for the girls that already do wear makeup to go ahead and recommend some of the products that I love that are super affordable and that I use to create this look. I also wanted to show you where I keep my everyday makeup products away from like my whole makeup collection because it's just easier to access. It's so cute. It looks like this. You open it up and it has this little thing that you just remove right out, and in the inside it has some compartments for you to place other products too. So yeah, I keep it in the bathroom because that's where I normally do my everyday makeup look, and this is super affordable too. I bought it at TJ Maxx, so I'm gonna try to find it and link it down below for you guys. So if you want to see how I create this everyday simple makeup look, just keep watching. All right, now that we are fresh faced and I look like a 10-year-old, we can go ahead and jump into the makeup. So obviously before applying makeup, I do apply moisturizer, sunscreen, which is extremely important, and an under eye moisturizing cream because I don't like my under eyes to be dry. So the first product that I go in with is primer, and I normally grab the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer for my everyday makeup look. This primer is an amazing dupe for the Tatcha Silk Canvas, but that one's a bit more expensive, and this one works just as well. So as you can see, it's more of a thicker consistency than like regular primers. So what I like to do is grab a beauty sponge and dip it in the primer and then apply it to my face. You can go ahead and use your fingers, but I just prefer to do it this way. Now that we're all primed up, the next step is concealer, and for my concealer I always use the e.l.f. Hydrating Camel Concealer Satin Finish. This is the best drugstore concealer I have ever used, and it is very comparable to like high-end concealers too because it's just that good. It's very buildable. I can use it for like everyday makeup looks or super glammed out looks. The applicator is really nice too, and I just love this concealer so much. They first came out with the the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camel Concealer. It looks like this, but this was just so drying. Like I really liked it when I first got it because like the coverage was nice, but then I started realizing that by the time I put the concealer on and grabbed my sponge, the concealer was already completely dry on my face and I couldn't even blend it out. So this one was very drying, and that's why I stopped using it. And when I saw they came out with this one that was hydrating, I was like, I need it, and I love it. I literally use it every single day when I do apply makeup, obviously, and it's extremely hydrating like it says. So this is what we're going in with. So the way that I apply my concealer is that I create two triangles going down under my eyes. And after I'm done creating those triangles, I go ahead and put a little bit on my forehead, in the middle of my eyebrows, down the bridge of my nose, and a little bit in the chin area. So these are the areas that you normally highlight because you want to bring out on your face. And I also apply it just a little bit in places that I have any blemishes or discoloration or anything like that. So my face hasn't been cooperating with me lately.
So all of this has to go.
So I apply some there, a little bit up here. So to go ahead and blend out that concealer, I normally go in first with a foundation brush. This is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH03. And the reason why I go in with the foundation brush first is just because a sponge will soak up more product, so it will not give you that full coverage that you would want to get out of that concealer. So I first distribute the product evenly throughout the skin with a foundation brush, and then I go in with a beauty sponge to go ahead and just blend it out and make it look more flawless. And now I go in with the sponge. So after we are done blending out the concealer, obviously if you feel like you need more coverage, you can add more concealer, or you can just go in with a little bit of foundation too, but I just prefer to leave it just with concealer because for my everyday makeup I feel like less is more. So after you apply concealer, you obviously have to set it. So most cream products that you do apply, it's best if you set them because if not they will crease, especially if it's concealer and under your eyes. So if you don't set your concealer under your eyes, it's going to crease throughout the day and it's going to look crusty, and you don't want it to look crusty. So you need to make sure you go ahead and set it. So the setting powder that I do use is the Coty Airspun. It looks like this. It's really good. If you don't find this one, or if you already have this one, I do recommend the Makeup Revolution loose powders. This one specifically is the banana, and I sometimes mix these two together, but for today I'm just going to be using the Coty Airspun. So the first thing that I do is that I tap once again to go ahead and take out any creases that might have already formed under my eyes. And after I have tapped that out, I go ahead and dip my same beauty sponge into my powder. Wait, this powder is like about to go everywhere. I don't apply my powder with a brush. I apply it with my same beauty sponge just because I feel like this just makes it look even better. And I just dip my sponge into the powder and get a nice coat on the sponge. So then I go ahead and press it gently onto my under eyes. So I let a little bit of product sit there and bake for a second while I set the rest of my face. So I like setting the rest of my face just because since it is concealer on my face, it gets like, it's still sticky, and I don't like applying bronzer and blush over it because I feel like it will look patchy, and I just like it to be like a smooth canvas. So for that, I go ahead So to set my face, I use the Maybelline Fit Me pressed powder. The whole Maybelline Fit Me line is really good. The concealer is good, the loose powder is good, the pressed powder is good. So what I do is that I grab a big fluffy brush. This is a Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH01 brush. I go ahead and tap my brush into the product, and I'm just gonna go ahead and dab a little bit of powder all over my face. Not too much. Again, it's just to go ahead and take away that stickiness so we can apply the other products right over top. And when I'm done, I take the same brush and sweep away any excess powder that's under my eyes baking. So the next step is bronzing up the skin, and I normally use the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette. I love this too. It has a highlight shade and a contouring bronzing shade, and this one is Dulce de Leche. They do have a darker one, and I think they have a lighter one, but I'm not sure. But I just love this one so much too. I use it again. Glam looks, easy looks, like it's just all around really good and very buildable. So what I do is that I use a big fluffy brush. I don't use a smaller contouring brush because I don't want to have like a snatched look, a snatch contour. Like I don't want any of that. I just want like a nice bronzy look. And this is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH02. Literally every brush I use is from the Jaclyn Hill collection, but I just love it so much. So I just tap my brush into the product. I tap the excess off, obviously, because I don't want too much product. So I apply it all over my cheeks because I want it to just be like an all over bronzy look, like I said. My forehead and my jawline. So a good way to remember where you're supposed to be applying your bronzer is like creating a 3 on your face. So you start on your forehead, you come down to your cheeks, and then you come down to your jawline. So you just create that same 3 all over, and those are the places where you're supposed to be contouring your face or bronzing your face. Alright, so now that we have the whole face bronzed up, we
Can't just leave our nose in the middle like looking all sad and stuff. So
we need to apply a little bit of bronzer to the nose too. And for that, you can use the same brush that you use and just like maybe squeeze it together if it's too fluffy, and just go ahead and just give it some color. But I have this brush that I love, and I just can't like not use it. This is the JH10 Morphe and Jaclyn Hill collection once again, and it looks like this. This is one of those brushes that you get and you're like,
where and how would I ever use this, and like for what?
you know, but it's just so good. So what I do is that I grab a little bit of products and I just create 2 straight lines going down my nose. Obviously I would normally do it a little bit more like defined if I'm doing like a more dramatic look, but since it's a natural look, I just do 2 light lines going down. Alright, and next I apply blush, and for that I always keep around this palette for my everyday makeup look because it has blushes and highlighters, so it's very convenient, and they're actually really good quality. Like I love these so much. The highlighters are beaming and the powders for the blushes are very pigmented. This is BH Cosmetics Glowing in Grease. For those of you that don't know about BH Cosmetics, it's an online brand. They sell some of their products in some stores like Ulta, but they don't have like all of the products. It's very limited, so they mostly only sell online. But this palette is so good, and the mirror inside, that's why like I'm always using this palette because the mirror is really nice too. So for that I just use this brush right here. It's the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH04. Any smaller fluffy brush will do, and I honestly, just depending on what I'm wearing and what mood I'm in, I'll just like go ahead and use any color that I want. Today I'm gonna mix these 2 together. and I apply blush by tapping it to the apples of my cheeks. I don't go ahead and just rub it on. I tap it here and then I go over my nose and onto the other cheek. So I like going over my nose because I like that sun-kissed look. So that's why this is how I apply it for my everyday makeup look. It's okay if you go a little bit overboard with your blush because that is the first product that fades away from your makeup. So it won't be as intense throughout the day as like when you first apply it. Now onto the product that I feel like makes my look so juicy and glowy, and I just love it. It's these Mario Badescu facial sprays.
I have them all. I love them so much. Wait, where's my favorite one? Here it is.
So these are like I said, the Mario Badescu facial sprays. This one, the green one, has aloe cucumber green tea. The purple one has aloe chamomile and lavender. And the pink one has aloe, herbs, and rose water. They do have, I think it's an orange one, and that's it for the whole collection. And these are very affordable too. I think the 3 of these, of the bigger ones, are $21. So that's a really good price. I always keep them in my skincare mini fridge, so they're always nice and cool. And I spritz them in the morning, I spritz them at night. I'll just walk into my room and randomly spritz them. They just give you like a boost of like hydration, and I just love them so much. But for my makeup, I normally like using the pink one. I feel like it gives me the most glow. So I apply it now in the middle of my makeup routine just because I feel like it melts down all the powders and it just makes everything come together. So for my next step, I do my brows, and this is the Lock On Liner and Brow Pomade by e.l.f. I don't use it as a liner, I just use it as a brow product, and this one I love so much. I've been using it for years now, and I like it even better than the Anastasia one. I feel like the Anastasia one dried out even quicker than this one, but always remember that when your pomades dry out, you don't have to throw them out. You can go ahead and just put a little bit of oil in it. I personally use coconut oil, so what I do is that I grab a little bit of coconut oil with my brush. This is the brush that I use for my eyebrows, and I go ahead and dip it into the pomade, and it's nice and smooth and creamy. You can just go ahead and use it right away. I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows off camera because I feel like everybody has different eyebrow shapes, so I'll be right back. Alright, so now that the brows are on, I obviously don't do anything too crazy with them because it is a natural look, so I just fill them in a little bit. And my next step is optional. I do it sometimes, I don't always do it, but for this video I'm going to show you just in case you want to try it out. I get a little fluffy brush just like this. It's a blending brush. It's gonna focus. There it is. And I go ahead and dip it into the bronzing shade that we used before to bronze our whole face. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of that and I just apply it to my crease. And the next step is mascara. So the one that I've been using lately is the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara. It looks like this. This mascara is amazing. I've literally like stopped using it and always go back to repurchase it because I love it so much. I honestly love drugstore mascaras so much. I barely ever buy high-end mascaras because I feel like drugstore mascaras are even better. A couple that I love is, well, this one. I love the Lash Paradise by L'Oreal as well. I love the Maybelline Falsies. And yeah, those are all really good mascaras that can just be compared to like the Better Than Sex or any other high-end mascara. So obviously I apply mascara like anyone else does, nothing too crazy, but I just apply about 2 coats to my top lashes and 1 coat to my bottom lashes. Alright, so now that my mascara is on, a tip that I always do is that I grab my fingers and I push my lashes up just like to curl them a little bit, just because I don't like using a lash curler because I feel like they kind of like damage your lashes, like they pull on them and all that, and I don't like doing that. So I just do this, I push them up a little bit and it just gives them like a little lift and makes them look a little nicer.
And boom, you just gave yourself a lash lift.
Now on to the glowy part of the makeup look. I'm going to go ahead and apply some highlighter using a fan brush and mixing the pinky shade in the palette and the golden shade. I'm going to go ahead and apply that to the high points of my face. And I love applying some on the tip of my nose, so I grab my ring finger, dip it in both highlighters, just a little bit, very light, and I go ahead and place it right in the tip of my nose. How cute does that look? But obviously I blend it out a little bit, and whatever is left over on my finger, I bring it down the bridge of my nose. And you can also put some in the inner corners of your eyes. This will make your eyes look a little bit more open, more awake. There we have it. So I'm going to go once again and spritz my face with the Mario Badescu spray. So last step is the lips. You can apply any lipstick, lip gloss, chapstick. I always apply chapstick to finish off my look because I love having hydrated lips. So that's what I finish it off with. Alright, so here's the final makeup look. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll make sure to leave all the products that I use down in the description box for you to go ahead and buy if you'd like. Thank you again so much for your love and support in my last video, which was my first video. It did not go unnoticed, and I'll hope to see you next time in my next video. Bye.